So guys, today we're going to look at one of the important method to use when you're working with stream, which is called pick. So before we even use this method, I want you to know what pick does. So I'm not going to read all this documentation. What I want you to know that is important is that it's an intermediate operation, which means it does not consume the stream. And also what I want you to know is that this method exists to support debugging, where you want to see the elements as they flow past a certain point in a pipeline. So we will see what we mean by that. So let's begin with the last method because it's the most appropriate one to use. So let's say we have this method here. We have strings 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we want to achieve is, as we process the stream, pick, we want to see this, what happened here, what was filtered, what was able to be filtered in, like which element satisfied this condition here. And that element, we know obviously it will pass, then pick will pick it up and it will display it. Then after it displays it, we see that we will map it, then it will be displayed a mapped value here. So let's just run this code and then see the output. So this is the output. We see that it says filtered value is 3. So that means it actually does show you what was able to pass through this condition, and you print it out. And then we do the mapping, and then we do the pick again after the map to see, was it mapped, to see, oh, it was actually mapped. And we see that we just return a collection. At the end of the day, we have something like this: string list. We have something like this at the end of the day, and we can do anything we want. But in the process, we were able to see what was going on as elements were going through the pipeline. You see, we saw that 3 passed this condition, it was filtered. Then we saw that it was we uppercase it and we print the uppercased one. So that means we can rest assured that we saw what was going on. So that's the main purpose of a pick. So let's see also, I'm gonna go to the first method, pick 1. We have a stream builder. We add all this thing, OCPO, then we build a stream, then we actually get distinct elements, then we pick, then we count. So let's run this code. You see that it will give us OCP and it has removed O. Observe what happens if I comment count and I just put this thing here and I run my code. You see nothing is printed because pick is an intermediate operation, and we know that streams are executed lazily. We need a terminal operation for pick to be able to execute. That's why count in this case is actually needed, and we are able to get some output. So let's go to the second pick. So the second pick, what we see here, we say a stream, and what we do, we limit the stream to only take only 5 elements. Then we map the stream. Basically, we are just converting that to its we square the number. That's it. Then we pick, we see we get the squared number, then we print. So let's just run this code again and see what we get. So what I want to do here, I will just do this so that you guys can see difference. And then for this one, I'm just gonna say print line. So as you can see here, we have 1 1, we have 4 4, we have 9 9, we have 16 16, we have 25 25. So we see that this pick will give you that element after it has been mapped, and we see what value was. And the for each will also print that same element because already it has been mapped. And the mapping was just to square it, then that was it. It returns the same type. So this is what pick will be able to perform for you. Thank you.